Hey, how are you?
What's happening?
I'm Rob Robillard from Toolbox Buzz. What's your name?
Adam, RIDGID.
Hey Adam, can you kind of give me a rundown of some of the maybe newer things that you're showing here, or some of the cool things you have?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, we do have our new RIDGID FlexShaft Drain Cleaners. And what they are is they are run by a drill and then all the cable enclosed, but the real advantage here is the spinning chains, all right? So we'll do a real quick demo because it's not super safe to do outside of a drain, but so you can see how those chains will expand.
So your chains are doing the cutting?
Yes.
Okay, as opposed to a blade or some sort of a, I don't know, what would we use before?
So a traditional cable machine, if it's a sectional or a drum machine, when you go in, you have a cutter, and you're basically making a hole or clearing a hole through the pipe. Okay. The advantage to the flex shaft is the chains expand to the outside diameter of the pipe. For example, this model is a 204, which stands for 2 to 4 inch drains. So if you go in through a 2-inch clean out, these chains are going to expand and clean wall to wall in 2 inch. So instead of just poking a hole and creating drainage, you're actually going to get a complete clean of the pipe. Then if you transition into a 4-inch, the chains will expand and open up further and clean wall to wall in 4-inch.
Do you transition this way? Is that how you make the transition? Do you go to a different chain setup?
So we do have some different size chains for different size applications. This here's a 4-inch chain, and what you can do is it's got little set screws that hold it, and you can tighten it or loosen it to determine how far they expand for what size pipes you're in.
So this range gives you the pipe range, whatever that pipe range might be. Do you have other chains that might have cutters on them or something that might be kind of a little more aggressive?
So we actually do have carbide tip chains. So the carbide tip chains, really good in cast iron and old galvanized lines. Wow. So they get rusted and pitted and corroded. And you can
cast iron?
No, you just don't want to sit there and leave it in one spot, but no more different than a traditional cable machine would. Okay. So it does really good descaling work. So it makes that nice inside of that pitted, rusted, corroded smooth, and things to flow through evenly again. As also, it cuts light tree roots. So really? It's not going to be a mainline root ball clearing machine, but you have like the spider roots coming in through the joints and stuff like that. It's going to cut out light tree roots. So
Adam, what does something like this retail to an end user?
So this price is for the big machine, it was 2 to 4 inch, is $14.99.
$14.99.
The machine below you called the K9 102. That does 1 to 2 inch.
Light.
It's 50 feet. It's for your kitchen, your bathtubs, grease, stuff like that. And that retails for $999.
Oh wow! So this is called the K9 204.
Yes. For 2 to 4 inch pipe.
Does not come with the drill.
Does not come with the drill.
Okay.
Drills are sold separate. So that is a good topic. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So we recommend any professional battery power tool, as long as it's professional. All right. And we call it a drill. And if you look on the side on the drills, this is a hammer drill. Yep. So you have the drill mode, you have the hammer mode, and then you have the screw mode where the clutch will engage. These drills always must be run in the screw mode.
So I would have thought it would have been drill. That is really interesting. Intuitively, I would have went to drill. Why screw?
Because the screw mode, the clutch will engage. So what happens is if I set this clutch all the way down, you hear my clutch kicking in. What that clutch kicking in is going to do, it's going to save you from binding up this cable and snapping this cable in this machine. So if you're going through a drain and you hit a hard blockage, your clutch is going to give so your cable stops spinning.
And what number clutch? Let's say we're using the RIDGID here. What clutch would you set?
So we always recommend starting off on a medium-low side. Starting off on the lower end. For example, here that's a RIDGID clutch. It goes 0 to 100.
50.
You know, I might start at a 30 or a 40, and if that clutch is out, I might turn it up a little more. What I don't want to do is I don't want to turn it all the way up.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm going to go from low, medium to medium high, and if at that point I can't bust through what I'm trying to bust through, I'm going to put this away and go get my bigger mainline machine.
That's awesome. So we're end users are plumbers, drain guys.
Yep. Facilities maintenances. You know what? It's such an easy machine to use, and one of the biggest things is the safety factors to this. Traditional drain cleaners, they got the cables that spin. Some of them are 280, some of them, the sectionals, are 700 RPM a minute.
Wow.
This has an outer protective sheath. So you see here our sewer cameras.
Yep.
Because this cable spins inside of the protective sheath, there's no exterior moving parts. Oh, wow. So it's much safer for the guys using it.
Holding on to this, it's
much easier.
Self-contained, enclosed. And
you can run your camera in the drain at the same time. Really? So for the first time ever, you can actually see what you're cleaning. So it's one trip in the drain, one trip out of the drain.
Oh, nice. And where can we buy this?
Ohio Power Tool.
Ohio Power Tool. Very, very conveniently nice. Well, hey, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Welcome. Appreciate
All right, let's head over to Makita.